So sometimes when I'm at work, the day will be really boring. In fact, it's not sometimes, it's quite often. But there's days when the highlight of my day is just drinking a can of seltzer at work. Because modern offices and office life in the United States here in 2026 can get extremely dull, especially if your office is very beige and there's not much going on, and people are kind of just keeping to themselves and there isn't really much interaction. Things can get quite dull. But if you want to have some kind of a carbonated beverage, maybe, there's a reason that you should basically only drink seltzer and never drink soda. Maybe except for on occasion. But soda is something has almost no redeemable health qualities. Maybe if your blood sugar is low or you just need some kind of a pick-me-up. But if you make a habit of drinking soda, it's not going to be good for your teeth. It's not going to be good for your body, for your brain. It's not something that you should make a habit of consuming soda. And in my opinion, I would avoid diet soda as well. I know people have opinions on that. Obviously, it's 0 calories, so that's not going to harm you necessarily for weight loss. But having the ingredients in diet soda can kind of increase your appetite for some foods that might not be healthy, like French fries and really salty or sweet kind of foods that you're not going to want to be consuming. So with seltzer, you're getting the natural flavors and the carbonated water. It can help you spur your appetite a little bit, and it tastes amazing. I personally would rather drink a can of seltzer now than a can of Coca-Cola. I think Coca-Cola doesn't really taste very good. It's too sugary and it's not very refreshing or quenching. So if you grab a can of orange seltzer or berry seltzer or something like that, you're going to get a nice, refreshing, citrusy taste or whatever flavor you want, really. And you're not going to get the 55 grams or so of added sugar, which is already over the recommended daily allotment of 50 grams of sugar for someone to consume in a day. So soda is not something that is going to really benefit you. And my life right now when I'm working, it's very dull, and you're sitting in an office all day and it's not very stimulating. So it can be tempting to kind of have something to make life a little bit more exciting, but drinking soda is not going to help you out in the long run. And what you really want to go for is things that are going to benefit you slowly over the long term, rather than things that are going to be nice in the moment but cause you long-term problems down the road. There was a story I had where there was a coworker I had who had her child at work that day, who was maybe around 5 years old or so, and she was having her child drink soda, drink Sprite or something like that, alongside her. And I thought, that's really not going to be good for the development of the child if you're making a habit to allow them to drink soda regularly. I can't imagine that would be very good for a child's development, and for adults too. Obviously people have very different circumstances, but I've seen this many times where I'll have people who also work in an office environment, and are pretty sedentary and not moving much, drinking Mountain Dew. I've seen it multiple times in your accounting job or whatever. And for what? I mean, you're not exerting yourself. You're just dumping sugar into your body, and you're not really getting any use. You don't need to be drinking that kind of a beverage, because it's probably indicative of an underlying problem, what you could use instead is a good night's sleep, drinking water, eating nutritious foods, and you're going to feel much better and you'll perform much better with that. So if you can get good sleep, good nutrition, interaction with other people, you're going to set yourself up for a much better roadmap to achieving things and reaching your potential. So grab a can of seltzer, and if you can wean off of soda, if you're drinking soda, or just avoid it altogether, that's going to be much better for you than consuming soda regularly. So that was my thought for today.